boy on the streaming service is made an entire country hate him. People are putting up bounties. People are streaming looking for him. And now he's saying, this is not fair. This is not fair. This is not fair. Korea is treating me unfairly. We're going to talk about our favorite bad boy. Bad boy. Our favorite moron, Johnny Somali. Let's see how it's going with him.
Things have got so much worse for the most hated IRL streamer who's currently facing over a decade in prison in Korea, as it was now reported that new charges have been filed against him. And his trial date has now been set, and the dude is just absolutely losing his mind and making everything worse for himself. Not like that's just a new thing for this guy. He's been doing that his entire career. And I mean,
isn't it impressive that he keeps popping off? Like, it's never over, man. It's just not over.
A plethora of videos on this guy covering the ongoing situation, so most people know this guy makes a living off of harassing people in public, and specifically he's built his career off of harassing people in Japan last year. He was arrested, he apologized, he spent a little bit over
This guy went to Japan, create a complete chaos, was bothering civilians, causing issues, doing a lot of crazy stuff. Nobody in Japan liked him, and he got kicked out eventually after they were keeping their patience so hard until he did something actually illegal and went to private property, and then he got kicked out. But then he went to Israel and popped off, and now he's in Korea, and Korea said no. Hey, we ain't playing these games, sir.
Months in jail over there. But once he was released, he deleted the apology and then started making fun of Japan again. Then he just continued his antics in other countries. And that just led him to more encounters with the police and other angry civilians. But his most recent situation is going on in Korea, where he essentially decided to do what he was doing in Japan, but act out infinitely more. He really just wanted to test the limits to see how far he can get away with things. And so far, it seems like he might have found that limit, you know, because he's facing over a decade in prison now. But Korea is doing things a little bit different to what Japan did. Japan, they held him in jail until his case was over. Korea, they said, hey, we'll just give you a travel ban. Good luck surviving out there, bud. The burden of providing for yourself is on you.
They made it into fucking PUBG. They made it to the Hunger Games. You are in Korea, but everybody can fuck around with you. Good luck, buddy.
And by the way, you can't work, you know, because if he does his job, he's going to
no work, no money. You are stuck here. Good luck, bozo.
Make his trial way worse for himself. Then on top of that, it's not like he has a work visa either. He's on a tourist visa. So it's safe to say the dude is stuck between a rock and a hard place. And that is if there's only one trial, because he's committed dozens of felonies in Korea and snitched on himself doing everything. Because
bro had a list and that people said, you can't do that. And he said, bet. Watch me.
Streamed everything. So all the prosecutors and victims need to do is watch through all the footage and file charges as needed.
Yeah.
He really just made things so much easier on them and infinitely worse for himself.
Yeah.
But I guess that's just the consequences of harassing strangers on the street for profit. So as of right now, he's currently in legal trouble for two things: the 7-Eleven incident for disrupting the business, and the newest one added to his current trial is a violation of a Minor Offenses Act, which from what I can tell is a misdemeanor. And the most common punishment for that would either be a fine and or up to 30 days in jail. And this charge is pretty vague, so it's a little bit unclear on what he did to get this charge, but Andrew from Legal Mindset went over the things you need to do or allegedly do to get this charge.
So you see here, we've got breaking into empty houses. Oh, that could have been it.
Ooh, not a smart thing.
He broke into the house too. Remember that? He trespassed. Carrying a concealed weapon. Preparing for violence.
Ooh.
False reporting. Changing the scene of dead bodies. Woof, that's bad. Failing to report a person in need. False assumption of a title. So if you pretend to be anyone with a rank or public office or academic degree, if you pretend to have any other medal, emblem, etc. So that could be pretty much anything, any rank, decoration. So that could even be a title, like if you pretend to be a lawyer or pretend to be a PhD. That's interesting. He was pretending to be press at one point. Inertia selling of goods, solicitation, unauthorized posting of ad material, interference with potable water, littering, urination, interference with ceremonies.
Yeah,
and
so
it just
there's
keeps
a
on
plethora
going.
of things that could be relevant here, as he did interrupt a televised concert or ceremony. He did harass a bunch of people in public, and then Andrew also mentioned that he did break into someone's place. So that is really interesting. He also made countless threats. And then you have number 20 there, which is also relevant because this guy is just regularly day drinking in public and acting belligerent towards random citizens on the street for his content. So this charge is very vague, but clearly a lot of his behavior fits this charge. But he also made some extremely creepy threats to another streamer, which both he himself streamed and the victim. But the creator Decoy Voice covered this a little while back.
Maria, get the out of here. Just touch me again. I swear to.
It's funny that he's going against like this skinny, like white girl and not like a big, scary man. Like he can go in and be acting like an absolute idiot like this because he knows she's not going to do anything. But what about the guy on the right for her?
As apparently he's all riled up because that other streamer girl tried to throw water on him.
Ooh, he dodged. Oh, he dodged again.
Hold up. So he threatened that over some...
So he's just harassing and threatening streamer girls. Like he's just harassing women. Wow, who would have guessed?
Water?
So Johnny's Bonnie to his Clyde threw a drink on her.
Don't try to throw a drink on me. Yeah, you don't. This shit, you know. Shut up. Shut.
And as I tried to see what happened after, he quickly deleted that video.
Of course.
That he smacked her camera across the street and immediately deleting the saved stream.
Oh man, dude. Yeah, so he's aware enough to try to scrub all of his stuff as soon as possible, but unfortunately for him, the Clippers like Cancel Johnny's and many more have caught on to this. And they just record all of his streams.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, this is assault.
Don't ever rely on me.
This guy is just such a massive man-child who's clearly on a mission to ruin his own life for internet attention. And also...
I think society overall would be fine with locking him up. Like, I think that's the best place. It's best for his own safety as well and everybody else. Everybody's safety. The best thing is just to lock that guy up. No, we don't need to see him anymore.
I guess because he can't really control his own emotions.
Tossing some drink at someone in the States is least. Yeah, it's counted as assault if you throw drinks. Because liquid, you can have reaction. It could be different thing, but it's assault. It's looked upon as assault if you throw a drink like water or anything on somebody.
And also, I'm laughing here because not what he said. What he said is awful. But how pathetic he is hilarious.
Can you please help me? Help me! He said he's gonna rape me. Please help me. He said he's gonna rape me.
I swear to God, I thought this guy was about to was dabbing. Bro, my brain is cooked. I thought this guy was about to dab. Like, look at him. You see what I mean? I thought it was dabbing. Jesus. Yo, check this out.
No, he's seriously there. He said he's gonna rape me. I said, that's a threat, yeah.
What is he crashing out for? But I guess his whole stream is just one big crash out.
Yeah.
But even by the bar that he set so low for himself, this is still pathetic. And this situation has become relevant again because now there's a few charges there. Obviously, the threats, assault, but also this business happened to be ABC Pizza, and the people have now reported him for disrupting that business pizza, just like he did at the 7-Eleven. Because as we saw, the people he harassed here were customers of the business and spent a decent amount of time causing a commotion at the entrance of this business. So that's also being reported to the investigators. Now, in a separate situation, a Korean creator has now filed charges against him for violating national railway laws. This is for harassing the people on the train, like we covered in my last video on him. And if all of these incidents were just isolated, if he only did one of them and he didn't do any of the others, they would probably slip through.
So he's walking around with a translator saying, I have a bomb on repeat in Korean. So this guy, this foreigner is walking around recording people and saying I have a bomb translated on repeat on a tube. Like, that's nuts.
The cracks, because like,
how you
no
doing?
one cares enough, but because of who Johnny is and how much shit he's done in Korea in the short time that he's been there. I mean, just his whole career.
I think it was TTS. It was TTS, but it's still his fault. He can mute it. He can mute it.
Strangers in public for his own content, and he's now been charged with 2 things. They just want to throw everything at him. And you know, the pathetic catalyst that caused this national hatred and outrage towards him was his P. Diddy jokes, then undressing and rubbing baby oil all over himself and the Comfort Lady statues, then, you know, groping and dancing on it. He obviously did this to upset as many people as possible, as the Comfort Women statues are to honor and remember the thousands of SA victims.
And this is where he went too far. This is the domino brick that knocked everything down.
From the 1930s into the early 40s. And he was extremely aware of exactly what he was doing, even though he played dumb and didn't know. And every time he gets confronted, he just plays this stupid act of like, I didn't do anything wrong. Please enlighten me on what I did wrong, because I don't even understand that I did something wrong. Yeah, I digress. But remember the streamer Bong Bong, who Johnny made the deep pig video of them making out? That's also a potential charge. We saw her live stream herself pressing charges, but she apparently decided to not pursue them any further.
Why?
Well, that is until recently, because allegedly Johnny was begging her not to follow through with those charges. But now there's a rumor that she's filing them anyway. Now, will she follow through this time? Who knows? But we do also know that the investigators were looking into that case, even though that she dropped the charges.
This is the thing I'm most concerned about. There's a lot of talk about years and charges, etc. I want to see those charges be fulfilled. I want to see it be persecuted. Like, I don't want, I like, until something happens, I don't believe anything. I want to see him be sent to jail and persecuted for years. And then those rest of those trials can follow up ahead. I just want to see something happen, because we heard this in Japan and nothing happened.
This is because she filed them to begin with. But another new update to the situation is his trial is now scheduled for December 20th, where he's facing a charge of disrupting a business, which again, he live streamed, because clearly he's very determined to build the best possible case against himself. That's what makes all this so funny. He is the prosecution's own star witness against himself, because the dude loves lying, and he even bragged about lying in court in Japan to get out with a lesser sentence.
Wow.
So now he'll be like, nah, that didn't happen. And then the prosecutors are like, well, here's this live stream. Because the difference between Korea and Japan right now is now we have all of this information that Japan didn't have back then, that's being shown to the prosecutors now. It also seems like the prosecutors over there are way more aggressive and also way more interested in seeing what the internet has compiled of his own actions.
I think they have a 99 conviction rate or something like that.
You may be asking, what has he been doing since he was indicted? Well, you know, he did that publicity stunt where he apologized and pretended he didn't know anything about the statue.
Can you guys tell me a little bit more of the history of the statue? Because I haven't done too much research.
But again, he streamed himself, literally enlightening his viewers on what that statue was and what it stood for.
I'm talking about the Korean comfort women. The thousands of women who were forced into by the Imperial Japanese Army during World War II.
And, you know, to really blow up that apology, he then recently promised that he would repeat those actions to the Comfort Women statues if he was banned on TikTok.
I swear to God, if they ban this TikTok, I'll go back to the statue tomorrow. Wallahi, if they ban this TikTok, I'll go to the statue tomorrow.
So, yeah, he's just completely destroying any chance of any leniency from a judge. And
he's making black, dark-skinned people, other foreigner, look bad, the worse some Koreans. I don't think it's specifically black or anything. I think it makes every foreigner look bad. Like, because it's not, I think it's actually that black and white in this kind of sense, that it's every foreigner now seem like completely annoying. And the reason why I think that is because look at Japan. It doesn't matter if you speak fluently Japanese, as long as you look foreign, you are not welcome in a lot of places. It doesn't matter. As long as if you don't look like, even if you don't look like, even if you don't look Korean, but you're a different type of East Asian look, you are getting kicked out. This has nothing to do with it. Unfortunately, it's pushing it makes it an awful standard for everybody outside of the country. And I understand them. I get it. Like, I can get that. I get that. Like, I get it. Like, you see some foreigner causing issues and being annoying and disrespecting history that is very deep down rooted with a lot of tragedy and like a lot of things, and you keep seeing these people coming in and causing a lot of issues. I get it, because this is the view of a normal individual, right? It's the view of a regular civilian. This is not a Mr. I'm on the internet all the time, Mr. Streamer, Mr. this and that. This is a civilian.
He's just starting to completely lose his mind as he started this new content bit where he claims that he's in North Korea, when in reality, he's still in Seoul.
They say the National Intelligence Service is gonna come get me. Tell them, come find me. I ain't scared of them. Shout out North Korea. Shout out Pyongyang. Shout out Kim Jong-un.
He really is the dumbest motherfucker out there.
Right, dude. They know exactly where you are, and it's not like you can leave the country. So, hang tight, bud. Imagine being this guy's attorney, and then you see your client posting this.
Just give up.
Before the trial. Oh, man. And he's doing this all while extremely confident that he's going to beat this case like OJ. Whatever you say, man. Whatever you say. But he also posted this video.
Man, it's a hard life out here. They saying I'm going to jail. They're saying all this bullshit. I'm out here. I'm still north, near the DMZ. I made it to North Korea. Thank the Lord. Thank God. Shout out North. Shout out Kim Jong-un. Shout out Pyongyang. I'm gonna tell y'all one thing. The reason why I respect North Korea is because they're dystopian. They are a, you know what I mean, fascist place, but they don't lie about it. South Korea is just as fascist.
They are a fascist place, but they don't lie about it.
You just lie about it. I touched the statue, so you guys are trying to.
I think it's. There's so much wrong with this. A Somalian guy talking about they respect somebody because they're fascists. They're very interesting.
Silence me, murder me, and then jail me. So I might as well be in North Korea. Look, I'm out here in the wilderness. Snow, 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 snow time. Yeah, you're never gonna catch me alive. Chat.
All right, those are some famous last words. Yeah, I guess this just shows how incredibly ignorant he is. There's a very big difference in the quality of life between those two borders. But I love how he oversimplifies the whole reason people are upset with him. No, the people are upset with you because you chose to harass people in public for a living, and you act like an attention-starved child. You also have been doing this for over a year now, and it seems like the only thing that's going to stop this behavior is legal repercussions. Because
I think everybody's tired of this guy. Like, I think everybody's just tired of him. Like, most people, I think, are surprised he's gotten around doing this for this long. Like, come on. Shut this guy down. We don't want to hear about him anymore.
Nobody deserves to be harassed and broadcast against their will on your live stream, simply because they have to commute to work and are unfortunate enough to share a train car with you. But with the recent martial law order that went into place for a couple hours in Korea, Johnny allegedly lost his mind. He got scared and deleted all of his posts disrespecting South Korea and all of his posts endorsing North Korea. And this is all according to the Korean news channel Korea Now.
Who would have known that of all things, it would be the president of South Korea to finally put a stop to YouTuber Johnny Somali? On December 3rd, after President Yoon suddenly declared martial law, the American quickly took down prior contents which were pro-China and North Korea from his TikTok and other social accounts. The out-of-the-blue martial law declaration lasted for only a handful of hours, and during the
he uploaded a lot of these videos, actually. I only saw a couple of them, apparently, but like they're showing way more videos here than what I've seen.
He really popped off with these, huh?
To North Korea. Many think that the YouTuber was most likely panicking, not fully.
Which really just shows you how reckless and stupid he's being. Like, in front of his trial, he's doing all of this.
Praising North Korea and the captions that
whatever he gets as a sentence, he deserves it.
Time to leave to the true Korea. Somali, who has been banned from leaving Korea back in October, is still waiting to hear his fate for the series of commotions which he caused during his stay. Will Somali finally keep it low, or do you think he will create more controversies in Korea? Share your thoughts in the comments down below.
Well, I mean, he would be smart if he kept it low until his trial at least, but as we know from covering him, He's not very smart. So I'm definitely expecting him to resume to his antics now that the martial law situation's finished. Also, he wasn't even charged for the comfort woman stuff. He was just punched in the face for that. And that guy, he was also charged. So don't crash out over the streamer. He's not worth it. Just let the legal process happen, and only time will tell what will actually happen. Until then, it seems like Korea has been way more aggressive against him than Japan has. So this will definitely be interesting. But hey, I mean, if you want another way to support the channel, you can check out my company, Matt.City, where we took inspiration from the toy car mat we've all grown up with.
I love these car mats. You should check it out. He's selling these car mats products. They're linked in the description. I love this. I remember I had something like this when I was growing up. I think I was 3 or 2 years old. I had something similar like this. It's pretty cute. But yeah, dude, Johnny, man. Johnny. I don't know. Johnny. I don't think he's going to live that. He's not going to be surviving that long. They're pretty. They're really pretty. I don't think he will do that well. Honestly, I think it's over for Johnny soon. And I'm hoping he will I just want to see him charged for one. Just one. I don't care about these 30 or whatever. Just put him in jail for one thing for a year minimum. Like he needs to, like this guy needs to learn. Like, if he keeps going like this, he will just do it in the next place and he will get murdered probably or something like that. I'm surprised he's gone around for this long. But he's really disrespected Koreans a lot. I think they really got to do something. They got to do something. Just a year isn't enough. I don't think so either. I think he should at least have minimum, on all the things he's done, maybe minimum 5 years. Minimum. I think minimum. Personally, I think he needs to learn. Like in some more, I think he really needs to learn about this. But I think if he gets charged for one of them, he's probably going to charge for a while. But it would be very funny. I think collectively, nobody want to see somebody go to prison. But I think collectively, everybody would think it would be really funny if he got charged for 30 years. It would be very, very funny. But we have to see. Time will tell. I don't trust this yet. I want to see him charged for one thing at least. But tell me down below what you think. Do you think it will be charged? Do you think it will not? What do you think about this whole situation? Like this video in itself and sub to the channel. If you're telling me to watch the Rotten Mango video, by the way, if she posts a shorter one, I saw she deleted the short one. And once she posts a shorter one, I will watch this Rotten Mango video as well. Just for you YouTube out there, because I know I've seen over probably 100 comments about this. But I hope you guys, YouTube people, have a great time and having a lovely time. Come by my Twitch channel on twitch.tv/Attlee, where you can ask about stuff or anything if you want to hang out and yap with us while we do this live. I'll link it in the description. But yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys around. Have a good one. Peace.